Start recording, shall we? Alright, you all set, Wolf? Well, you're in the game. And I feel like crap because I was forced to go to the gym and go swimming tonight.
Can't be too bad.
I didn't want to go because I had my girlfriend harping at me, and then Josh came with us and he's like, "You don't come to the gym, you're fired." I was like, "Oh." Alright. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I hope that someone didn't drop. Well,
someone probably has. There's like 20 people in the game.
If it's the Russian observer that was lagging last night, like I don't mind if he drops.
It's not his fault. Gotta love that internet. Oh, here we go. Let's get into it, guys.
No one dropped either. Wow.
Wow. All right, welcome everyone. Game number 1 for the KSL. It is going to be FX Open up against Incredible Miracle. I am Unstable, joined here by Wolf for this one, and we did finish up StarTale versus Prime last night, and that was a pretty entertaining series, to be honest. Through it all, went 6-5 in favor of someone. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I am going to tell you that went down to the wire, as everyone wants them all to be. Let's see if we can do the same tonight. Of course, we have FXO's the best up here at the top right-hand corner on Daybreak as our blue Terran. Going to be starting for FXO. And of course, we have IM True, our red Zerg down the bottom left for IM. Now, the first thing that will come to a lot of people's minds is IM do have a little bit of questionable choices when they send guys out in the team league. That is not in this case. True is a beast of a Zerg player if you haven't seen him recently.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I did want to talk, I know we talked a little bit before the game started about the best. The best is actually a really macro-oriented player in most cases. In the GSL, sometimes he gets nervous, doesn't play to his full potential, oftentimes all-ins in the GSL as well. But I really think there's a high chance that we're going to see the best take out True here. The best has really good mech play, and his timings are really, really smart, so I'm excited to see what he's going to do.
If anyone does remember, I believe it was Gumiho versus an ST in WCG. That mech style actually was the best idea, believe it or not. Those guys did work together with ASD to perfect it, but this drone, interestingly, the best hasn't gone for the supply depot block. How they get that supply depot down, don't build it at all, just leave it there to stop the scout getting in. Interesting choice by the best very early, but it doesn't look like he really cares if that scout's in there at this point in time, Wolf.
Yeah, it does not seem like he's very concerned about it. His opponent is going for hash first. He knows it's likely to be the case, so he's not going to worry about whether or not his opponent knows his command center and stuff. The question is, will he make his command center in his main base, or will he make it as natural? Only time will tell. Very pesky drone, but does get out for killing any SUVs.
And here's something that's been changing ever since the latest GSL finals, the Overlord positioning by True, not going for the regular spot, as a lot of Terrans are just taking out a lot of the early Overlords. Is becoming very standard play, but we actually have a gasless expand for the best. Very interesting, and from some of the strategies I've seen from Zerg players in this map, actually pretty risky too.
Yeah, it's fairly risky. It's a little bit difficult to hold off that roach pressure when you do this type of build, but as long as you execute it correctly, all should be fine. And you were mentioning the Overlord. True actually putting his Overlord a little bit risky here, but he's going for it. He's going to go over this whole path here, and he will eventually actually be able to hide back there.
Well, the one thing I love about StarCraft 2 at the moment is the little intricacies that people are going to start putting in. For example, Overlords used to be there, Terrans are now building stuff to take those out, and because of the change in that, people are now figuring out new ways to hide their Overlords and pick them off, and it's just something that doesn't seem like it's that important, but it puts you ridiculously behind if it actually gets caught out. We do see the second Overlord for True over here on the left, but looking into his base, he has double queens. He's got speed on the way. He's actually taken all but one drone off of gas. Gives us a little bit of an idea on where he's planning to head in this one. But the expansion for the best is now done. And the double racks is finishing up behind it. Interesting.
And the Overlord, of course, sees it. He already knew it was going to be there because he saw no gas earlier. Yeah. But he can definitely confirm that there's now SCVs mining at that expansion. Sending out his first 4 Zerglings to take the watchtowers, clean up anything that he can find around the map. I hope that he doesn't actually run up that ramp and lose them. That would be kind of embarrassing. He's actually going to go ahead and No. I was like, I don't know, unstable, I guess I'm just gonna do it.
Well, he's able to see them before they get in range of those Marines, so just pulling them back, obviously paying attention. Goes straight to that watchtower. He's going to park inside of that gas so nothing happens to him. Of course, Stim has just been started by the best, as we do see a lot of droning going on by True. He has a third Queen out now. He's actually dropping creep tumors in his main. Of course, skipping a lava inject at this point in time to get that down, which is interesting.
Yeah, and I expect, since he skipped that, well, I was going to say he's either going to take a third or take his gases, and looks like the choice for him is going to be his gases. Going for 2-base Spire, most likely, getting super fast 3 gases. I'm actually really interested in that style because right now it's the style that you don't see very often on this map. It's a little bit unexpected, and it can sometimes punish someone who went for the very fast command center with no gas.
Yeah, this map absolutely beautiful for Muta play, especially with the behind the mineral lines that you can be safe from any kind of marine pressure. And you can dart back and forth very easily too. Double Evo chamber getting out for True, going down in his natural though. And this is very interesting. Of course, the safety spine crawler, just in case some aliens come past. This is becoming a very staple part of Zergs these days. He's getting 1, sometimes 2 spine crawlers. And there's a Baneling nest going up as well. We don't have any kind of lair on the way, so it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing mutas this time, Wolf.
Yeah, I guess not. And Overlord does come in 0 factory timing in the main base of the best. And immediately as the Overlord dies, Reactor and Starport go down. Stim almost finished. Carapace and Melee, as you were saying, coming out from those evolution chambers. Fast Baneling Nest, mostly to be defensive, of course, as he's not going to have very many other units out to defend right now. I'm a little bit surprised he's not going for that lair, but he is going to get the upgrades pretty quick, so there's the lair.
Going for those upgrades actually might work out really well for him. We've seen Lenok recently go for more of a, instead of taking up, gets a lot of Lings and Banelings. Even though they don't have speed, he just gets them out to overpower any kind of 9 to 14 minute-ish timing that comes out from a lot of Terrans with like 1, sometimes 2 tanks or just a heap of fire. And it works out really well for him.
Yeah, and it's something that we've seen a lot of Zergs trying to adopt into their play recently.
Yeah.
Stefano doing variations of this as well. I really like the macro hatch before the 3rd base. It's just so smart. It gives you a lot of potential to harass your opponent. If you tech up to lair on just 2 bases, you get the extra 3rd. You can make harassing units and drones at the same time. If you lose a lot of one type of unit off of any sort of 2-base Terran push, you know, you've still got this awesome production. You won't lose your 3rd hatchery to a 2-base Terran push. There's no way that's going to happen. And the best is going to move out right now with a ton of Marines. In fact, a total of 37 right now. The first 2 medevacs out and 2 more rallied behind them.
There's actually a Viking in production as well. And 1 tank. Combat shield will be done right as he gets to the Zerg base. But look at the creep spread here by True. Very methodically done. He's already covered a spot for his 3rd base for when he wants to put that down. Coming out almost at the watchtower as well. He does have more Banelings being morphed here. He still has that spine crawler, quite a few Lings. But looking at the production tab, he's getting Baneling speed, +1 attack is finishing up, so he's going to have 1-1 on those units. As the best is coming up this ramp, doesn't want to get clumped up on that ramp, taking out a lot of creep tumors with that scan. And looks like the best is going to cut, just not going to move up there. He realizes there's going to be Banelings.
Yeah, he's going to actually go and verify this with this SCV. He does see a decent amount of Banelings. But with his Marine count and Stim, with good splitting before Baneling speed is done, he might be able to do something, but he's not sure when Baneling speed is going to finish exactly, so he's being very careful, very meticulous here. Just going to scan and clean up some more creep. More Banelings being morphed for True, but I think the best is just going to back out of here as soon as he kills these last few.
I think he needs to back out right now. He's got a lot of Lings. There's enough Banelings to be a bit of a problem for the best. Stimming only a group of Marines here, and actually targeting down Banelings, but he hasn't paid attention to the right side. There's another Stim coming down, and True does back off. He doesn't want to go out too far off that creep, especially with his Banelings. Of course, they do have speed now, and the best is going to be very weary of going onto that creep.
Meanwhile, the Viking has gotten 2 kills, now 3, as he kills that Overlord at the top left. This is really scary. The best keeps moving forward like this. I don't like it. And oh no. A lot of Marines here. Good splitting though.
Did work out quite well. It does lift up just in the nick of time to save those extra Marines, but he had forced a lot of Lings, a lot of Banelings. We do have 2 mutas on the way, 2-2, about halfway done. A 4 True here at the moment. But the best going through 3rd base, and there's 3 tanks here now, with the Marine count still at 25 here, Wolf.
The 2-2 is really fast for True. I really like that. The best with no upgrades whatsoever. His +1 has only just now started. When that 2-2 finishes, those Marines are going to be practically worthless with good Zergling surrounds. I mean, if he can surround these Marines with his Zerglings with 2-2 when they don't have any upgrades, it is going to be really tough for the best.
It is a 30% decrease in their damage coming out at any point in time, Wolf. And it looks like he's going to catch an Overlord. And it looks like he might actually siege up at the bottom of this cliff here. The rocks are still there, but you might want to try and clear those rocks before he goes up in putting more pressure on. Just give him a little bit more space to save himself from any kind of Baneling hits. But True does have his third base up and running now and has 10 mutas on the field. Oh.
Yeah, those mutas look like they're going to stay back here defensively, and I like that choice considering that there are tanks now with this push. He's got to be very careful with how he engages this. Oh, a little stim and run forward. The muta's almost caught there. I like this scan.
Yeah, he did a little bit of damage, but he's done what he wanted to, force those mutas back, keeping True on the back foot. He's, of course, at 64 drones sitting okay from where he wants to be. 60 SEVs for the best. And his Marine count's getting up there here now. But, oh, there's an engagement in the middle as he just runs forward. The tanks were actually unsieged there for a moment. Does clean up the rest of the Banelings, but did not go his way there for the best. His reinforcements are back in his natural.
Yeah, and he's going to lose a few medevacs here, too, at the very least. Nice targeting by True, actually gets 3. The muta bounce damage.
But there's a drop in the main here. Well, you do that, say that. Wolf, sorry to interrupt you, but he's getting quite a few. Oh, the Zergling's popping at the perfect time to actually clean that up. That was very clutch by True to clean that for that.
And the best is going to lose another medevac most likely here. Not good. It's going to put his medevac count down to about 2. And 2 medevacs out 15 minutes into the game when he's been stimming quite a bit, and he's really relying on that stim right now. It's pretty tough to have such a little medevac in this game.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Of course, he is still pretty much even on the supplies. Looking here, army supply 58 apiece, but the unit composition here for the best isn't really going to work out too well as soon as that pathogen glance finishes. Wolf. Also, True taking a top left-hand corner base. The best not yet able to secure his third, and that's going to be very frustrating.
No, this is a tough spot for the best. He's going to have to make the best of the situation if he can, but it's not going to be easy. It looks like he's trying to set up a third base with that commencer he made at his natural, but he's going to be attacked from multiple sides here. He does have a nice wall off. He's also got a bunker there just in case of lane run by us. So he's going to be able to, if he can, spread himself pretty well here. I'm a little disappointed that True has not been using his mutas more. Finally now going for some harassment, going into the main base, setting up some Baneling landmines as well for any potential Marines that are going to chase them.
7 Infestors in production. Wolf, of course, Pathogen Glance is well past the point where it'll come out with the energy. 5 is 50% of the way done as well. These mutas did pick off a reactor before they were forced out. But now the best is probably his best choice is going to be to sit back until he hits 200 before he comes out.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the best choice. He's behind on upgrades as well. Remember, the 2-2 is done for those ground units, and he himself is just now getting +2 weapons, has no armor upgrades whatsoever, is about to have +1, but even so, he's still going to be behind. It's going to be a while before he's even with his opponent.
Well,
Hive is done.
Yeah, people really underestimate those upgrades for the Zerglings versus the Marines. They are a high rate of fire, but their damage per shot isn't, well, some people would disagree, but it's not as strong as you think, especially when those upgrades get there. So it really allows the Zerglings to stay alive for quite a few more shots, and it really helped him out against that early Marine pressure. We do have Spine Crawlers and extra gas being taken in the top left. Things are not looking good for the best at all.
No, they're not. And right now the Zergling count is getting a little bit out of control. It's up to 72 Zerglings now. And with those 7 Infestors in the mix, if there's any miss micro whatsoever from the best, he's going to lose so many Marines. He does, however, have a ton of them out right now, making about 9 at a time each time he queues up the Marines in his barracks. He's got +2 on the way for his siege tanks, so that's going to be really useful, but I'm a little bit worried about him right now because he's stuck on 3 bases. He is maxed out before True, but I'm not sure if he's ever going to be able to move out because True's got such a scary composition.
Well, here's the thing. He does have 9 medivacs. There's only 9 mutas for True. He really used those mutas just to deny some drops, put in a little pressure, but here comes the best. He's going to come down straight. Oh, no. Okay, good. I was going to cry if he'd actually been taken. Lose a lot of the units to that. It's a very common spot for Banelings to be buried, of course. As the run by into the third, well, the best the tank And some extra bunkers doing quite a good job actually of cleaning up a lot of these Zerglings. He will be able to finish it off if he's repairing this bunker in time. He will. And he's moving through the middle rocks here at the same time. We, of course, have the supply depots are raised, so those Zerglings aren't going to be going anywhere if they run back. Of course, Bungle's in the middle of the map on a lot of those Marines. The Muta's coming in now. Whoa! Way too close.
Not the best control by True. He did not get very good bungles. He fumbled a lot of siege tanks. And then, of course, Muta's control is a little bit questionable there. Now the best has the watchtower with siege tanks. Looking really bad for True.
Well, he does have a lot of upgrades. Like, and 6 Ultras, but Ultras, I've never really been a fan of Ultras in this position.
Me neither, man. I just do not think Ultras are a very good unit in almost any situation in StarCraft 2, and definitely not this one.
Well, he is going to take that base. Of course, True does have the top load.
They're about to be fully upgraded Ultras, and if you can get some good bungles off, you may be able to make something happen with them, but it's not something I'd want to rely on.
Here we go. Looks like True's going to go for it. The Marines are pretty split. The Banelings coming in from the left as well. Tanks, looks like they're actually focus firing down a lot of the Banelings and Zerglings, but will there be enough to clean through here? Looks like it will be. Those upgrades. Oh my god.
Yeah, the upgrades on the Ultras really won through there, I feel, and now the Muta's even going to clean up these medevacs, the best, and the tough spot. Vikings being produced, preparing for possible Broodlords, but there's no greater supplier.
But here's the thing, there's 5 armor on these Ultralisks, Wolf, and looking at the attack for the Marines, they only have 8, they do 3 damage apiece. That is over 50% of their damage is completely negated versus those, especially versus the Zerglings as well. And things not looking good for the best. Looks like FXO might go down 1 game straight out of the gate.
Yeah, he was not able to, you know, he really didn't do well with that attack, I have to say. The positioning was good, but the Ultras came out the right time, and just the upgrades were not good enough for the best. He still isn't going to have +3 weapons, but he's got +3 armor on the way. It's going to be a little bit helpful, but I like this drop.
Into Marauders, as I mental blocked myself there for a second. He's also taken out those 2 hatcheries like you were mentioning.
Yeah.
So he's back onto 3 base versus 3 base.
Yeah,
the best can keep this
correctly. It's just a tough spot to be in when, even though you've taken out 2 of your opponent's bases like this, your opponent still has that big, scary, heavily upgraded army. He's got adrenal glands with these earlies as well.
Yeah, +3.
They are quite scary.
Dangerous, dangerous Zerglings in that position. Of course, he will be okay with these Vikings out. He can scout where he wants, where True is going to be. There is quite a few tanks up here at the top. There's Marauders being mixed in as well. He needs to be careful of this 3rd base, though. There's only 1 bunker. He hasn't remade the extra one that he had to stop that run by. And all of his medivacs have been taken out. There's actually a Viking scouting around to see if anything else is happening. And here comes a couple of Zerglings and 1 Ultra trying to bait him into these bases by the looks of it. Wolf.
Yeah, and he may fall for that trap.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, here come the Banelings
rolling in. That was close.
That was very close. Both these guys getting near max as well, 180 to 190 supply. And the more Marauders they get mixed into this army, the more effective the best is going to be against this unit composition. He hasn't mixed in Ghosts yet, which is a very interesting point.
Yeah. Also, I'd like to note that 6 Corruptors are on the way, so it looks like True definitely wants to switch into Broodlords. Here we go. Ultra's going to run in here. Not the best position for True, though.
Does get nice bungles. Going to be interesting. The Ultras are definitely carving through. Are they going to make it? Well, there's still Lings at the front, but the Marauders are still alive, stimming, targeting down these Ultras. They just drop so quickly to Marauders. It is.
And Overseer's being taken out here by some Vikings.
That would be a preemptive. I think you have both Ghosts.
And it does take out those Overseers that are on the retreat. Nice little stim and attack here, but he's got to be careful. Does not want to get trapped. He can just lift up into the medevacs, though.
He can.
Things get too dicey.
Oh, he didn't pick up that Ultra. He's going to get another one, too. He got 2 of them. Needs to pick up those tanks, though. They are not going to get out alive. Or maybe they will. It's going to be very close. There's so many medevacs just healing these Marauders really, really well.
Yeah, the Marauders do have +3 armor. They don't have +3 attack just yet. 5 Broodlords finishing up, though, right now. And if he can get those into the correct position, it's going to be hard for the best. The best down on supply right now. And the top base has been remade as well as the center base here.
He does have quite a few Queens and Infestors over here at the middle base, though. Bongo only catches 1 Viking, but a lot of Marines for a follow-up as well. Getting quite a few Queens. He really wanted to keep those to help cover these Broodlords, and look at that, he's actually noticed. Looks like the best. Oh, great fungal to keep these in range of the Broodlords. But the Viking's going to work. This Queens. Nope, no longer. Nice fungal taking out the rest of the Vikings.
It looks like the best is going to be pushed back at this point. The Medevac's very low on hit points. He doesn't have a high Marine count. Marine count, in fact, is only 16. And he's got only one Viking out on the map. So True has regained the center. He's going to slowly start pushing towards the best base.
Yeah. But he is actually stimming underneath the Broodlords. Is he going to get enough? There's a lot of fungals to follow up. There we go. Does catch a lot of that army. The reinforcement Ling Wave looks like it's just going to roll through the best army here. 80 supply to 180. There's the GG. IM will take the first game, going up 1-0 against FXO in the KSL. Of course, this is the best of 11, as we saw from last night. We could go for a very long time if we want to. We'll be right back with our next game, shall we?
Yeah.
That was actually quite good. I like the upgrade timings. Really like the upgrade timings.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I think what really went wrong for the best in that game was not only the upgrades, but poor places of engaging. He engaged several times with his Marines where he didn't have to. Yeah. He got really brave early on, which was okay, but he lost way too many units early on, and that really shut down his ability to harass his opponent. And since his opponent went for such a late Spire, normally you can do a lot of drop play during that time. He just was not able to do that because his Marine count was too low. And then he was never able to take a fourth base, and just was always on the back foot.
Yeah. But still a great game from both of them. It was very action-packed. I liked it. It's a good change of pace to some of the games we see these days. Alright, so of course it is a best of 11. We're going to have 6 players. FXO can throw out 5 more, and it's going to be interesting. They still do have a very deep lineup. It's a lot deeper than some people give them credit for. The same goes for IM though. These guys can go toe to toe if they wanted to, especially with MVP and Lenok as their anchors if they wish. So this will be good. Who do you think that FXO is going to push out next, Wolf?
That's a good question. I could see them putting out not Lenok, but Lucky to go ZVZ, and then with Lucky ZVZ has been a little bit iffy recently. I'm just trying to think of someone because, of course, True is just the tip of the iceberg for IM, so they don't want to send someone out who's really good against Zerg but not good against anything else.
Looks like it's actually going to be Choya.
Oh, that's interesting.
Choya has actually been on a rampage recently in the KSL and at home in the FXO Korean house. It really had a fire lit under him after the latest GSL November. Like, he failed to qualify and then saw Lenok go all the way to finals. It was just like, that's it, I'm getting back in. And he's been performing really well. He's getting over a lot of his nerve issues. So let's see. This is going to be calm before the storm.
Yeah.
For the next map. Interesting choice by Choya. But a lot of Protoss have been doing really well on this map. So we'll find out in a second. Looks like everyone's ready to go.
Yeah, looks like it.
Alright, this should be good, Wolf.
Choya says go.
Go, go.
I think we're going to go.
Or not.
Perhaps not.
Alright. So, Choya's not Terran. I have to update my overlay.
Gumio is messaging me in the chat.
He knows that's you, right?
Yeah.
Alright, looks like we were just waiting for one more caster to get in here. Of course, these games are live, so we do have a little bit of downtime between games to get all the different languages in here, everything. Looks like we are ready to go. Choya is ready. True is ready. We, of course, are always ready, Wolf.
I'm always ready. I was born ready to do this.
It's going to be set number 2. IM's True versus FXO Choya. Oh, now Gumio's talking to me, too. It was funny, when I was there in Korea for the GSL finals, he was paranoid that I wasn't eating. But like, I was just so full because I ate a heap of food on the plane. And he kept coming over to me every hour. He's like, "You hungry?" And I'm like, "No, I'm okay." And he's like, "You no eat." I'm like, alright, let's go. Let's see if we get a faster loading time this time, shall we?
Yeah, let's see.
Come on. Go, go. Want to watch the game already? And we are ready to go. Welcome back, everyone. Game number 2 for the KSL. It is going to be FX Open versus Incredible Miracle. I am currently up 1-0 with True taking out the best in the first game. Very nicely played by him. But now he's going to be up against FXO's Choya. Of course, True, our red Zerg at the top right-hand corner. And Choya down here at the bottom right as our teal Protoss. Calm Before the Storm is the map. I am Unstable, joined here by Wolf for this one. Thank you for stepping in, Wolf, as Railcoon is obviously had his family slap him down and say, no, you can't cast, you have to spend time with us. But that is understandable.
I love neglecting my family for StarCraft, so I'm glad to be here.
As every Procaster should. It's going to be interesting. Choya has decided to go for the Pylon Scout on this map. Good choice considering the pure size of it. But this, I know you hate this map, Wolf, but I actually think this map has shown us some really interesting games, and I can't wait for more and more fleshed out strategies to come to pass on this one. Choya has been criticized by a lot of people for his play being very cheesy, all-in, gimmicky, due to his play in the first few GSLs where he was predominantly learn, and also got known for singing in the booth. But recently he's been really solid and learning a lot from FXO Oz in the playstyle. So he's got those two edges of his sword. He can play very gimmicky, but also very strong macro these days as well. He has been streaming as well.
Yeah, I really like watching his macro play. He even was able to beat QXC in FOU versus FXO of the Team League with some really interesting Colossus play, Colossus drop. I just like this guy's style. I mean, definitely his all-ins were a little bit gimmicky in the first few seasons, but they were actually really good. And if you want to learn to do all-ins, you should watch those because, I mean, some of those all-ins you can't do anymore because of patches and things like that, but some of his all-ins are really creative, and he's always been a top-notch creative player. And definitely, during that time, he was a little bit nervous playing the GSL, but he was also trying to manage FOU. He was really busy, so of course he didn't have that much time to practice, and even being able to qualify, that in itself is so difficult. So I'm really impressed with Choya's play, and I don't think people should criticize him, call him cheesy.
Alright, so while we've been talking, we actually have a Nexus first from Choya. He's got his gateway and his forge down at the front of the ramp. Very standard on this map for a lot of Protoss. It's like, what is the map that I'm thinking of that was absolutely disgusting for Zerg, but you had that free...
Crevasse?
No. Jungle Basin, that's the one.
Oh. Yeah.
Which I hated that map with a passion, but it definitely opens up some different strategies. And True is not going to be able to scout this Nexus. Actually, yes he will. What am I talking about? If he goes down there, good choice. But Choya did catch the pull and the gas timings, as well as this expansion with his first probe scout. He's also gone and hitting it up at the top left. The two Zerglings completely missing it. Looks like he's going to come down and try and put see if he can catch any more coming out. But looks like Choya's going back into the base now. He wants to try and stop a quick third by the looks of it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if this is a good idea to come back in here this soon. But he is going to see the gas. And of course, I'll let him know it's not going to be a super fast third. Could have just stayed outside to check for that, but now he knows that something else really interesting, which is that there are still 3 gas mining probes in True's geyser. So that's, or drones, I should say. So that's really interesting that he's able to see that.
Yeah. Well, we do have that quick third coming out from True. As we saw in the last game against the best, he was very passive. Didn't really do much harassment, but just shut down any kind of pressure from the best. I think he's going to play the same style this time. As we were saying at the beginning of the last game too, you can't count True out in any situation. He's a very strong player, hasn't really been given the limelight he deserves, in my opinion. So hopefully this will be able to help him out in that one. But Evo Chamber going down as well. Speed's finished up for True. And he's already got that one creep tumor going down as well, so looks interesting.
He's got a ton of gas banked up here Unstable. Look at that, yeah. 256 gas. He hasn't taken any drones out of gas. Only one Evo chamber, so we know it's not going to be just for upgrades there. He's definitely got something else planned, or that he's perhaps neglected his gas. Probably going to get there here fairly soon, and there is +1 Carapace on the way.
Yeah. Something I just noticed then, Choya took a pretty long time to put his 3 probes in his 4th gas, but no, we actually have a roach wiring going down with a Stargate and 2 extra gateways going down in the main for Choya. I like this positioning for Choya on that Stargate because he knows that the Overlord is at the bottom right-hand corner of the map. He's also got that Zealot that's coming up. He's going to be shut down by the extra Zerglings, but if you want to choose to losing a Zealot and getting the Zerg to not make some drones, make it more Zerglings, it's definitely worth it at this point in time. Void Ray on the way, but it's already, look at this, True is playing very safe. He's getting the Roach Warren, he's getting a Spore Crawler at the front of his base in case of any DTs. But he hasn't actually thrown any down at his extra bases, but he does have 3 Queens. And he's keeping up in the working count too, so.
4th Queen about to pop out as well, and Lair is on the way for True as well at this point. I think Choya is going to be putting on some of that Zealot Void Ray pressure that we've seen so popular recently. Yeah. But he doesn't have +1 yet.
Is he going to see the Stargate? No, I don't think he did right at that very last second. No, he didn't. Of course, Choya is actually blocked off by a pylon at the top here. True is going to think that's a little bit odd. He's breaking that down now to come across with a lot of sentries. There's actually supply cap for a second then.
The Void Ray is going to come in here to the backdoor expansion of Troop, but there's already a Spore in place. It's the first glimpse that Troop is going to get of the Stargate play. And he's going to actually damage the shields of this Void Ray quite significantly. The first Phoenix is out as well, but he's not really going to be able to do a whole lot with this.
Very safe play by True this entire game, and the size of the map's really helped him out in that regard. That Phoenix taking a bit of health damage as well, but he has seen there's no Spore Crawlers in the main. Void Ray is backing up. Of course, another Phoenix coming down did spot the Overseer being made, as Troy is taking a 3rd base. So it looks like he wants to play macro with him.
Yeah, absolutely. Robo and Twilight Council finishing up right now. We're probably going to see some gateways added fairly soon as well. And of course, True Scouts. Yeah, there are the gateways. Wow.
He doesn't want to be attacked at all, does he?
That's a smart timing to put these gateways down, and a smart number of them. I'm not sure about the full wall off there, but either way, 2 cannons going up as well. He's actually trying to control the center of the map with his Stargate units now. I really like that. And he may even start spinning down the street. Come in
and see this wall though, and that's going to make True go, what the? Especially with 2 cannons behind it. Oh, but look at that. As soon as he saw that, he did start. Oh, well, not as soon as, but he's getting a drop play coming in with his Overlords. His Phoenixes are coming around, just following the Roaches to see exactly where they're going. We also, of course, had a Hydra lift den being made, as you all noticed in the production tab. Groove Spines on the way. Looks like we're going to see a Hydra drop here, Wolf.
Yeah, the Hydra drop, I'm not a huge fan of Hydra drops. If you do the drop correctly, basically it's almost like an all-in. It either works or doesn't. You never have like a Hydra drop that does a little bit of damage and then you go home. It either kind of just completely cripples the Protoss, or you lose all your Hydras.
So we do have a Warp Prism drop into the 3rd as the Sentry's coming forward. Is he going to get the Force Field off? Misplaced Force Field, but he is going to get it off there. Lots of Zealots here, and look at that. The Hydra's popping out at the perfect time for True. He's going to be able to save that Sentry. Yes, he is. Actually dropped another Force Field just in time, picking up Sentries into that Warp Prism as well to keep them alive. And Choya taking out this hatchery by the looks of it. As long as he can keep those Force Fields up. Needs to pay attention though. Just barely does. But look at this. The Ventral Sax finishes right at the time that hatchery dies. And that is going to be very frustrating for True.
Yeah, definitely so. And we'll see how much he wants to commit to this drop. I do not think, he didn't show the drop to Choya at all. So Choya doesn't know. But he still has those Phoenixes around checking for this type of play. He's already got a Colossus about to pop as well. I think a Hydra drop would be terrible for True at this point.
Well, he does have a lot of gateways to be able to reinforce that, especially if he gets caught with a lot of these units coming forward. He's moving down the middle of the map. These Phoenixes coming down to the 3rd. Going to see what's going on. The Void Ray is, of course, on the left-hand side as well. And here come the Zerglings. There's those 2 cannons, a lot of Force Fields. There's even a Colossus to back this up now. And Choya playing very solid. Extended Thermal Lance, second Colossus. Just needs to be careful of those extra units coming across that wall into the units.
Yeah, this is really scary. He may actually just try to drop up into the main next to those gateways, or possibly just try to bust at the front. He looks like he is going to really commit to this drop. I'm not sure if I like this.
Look at this. Choya's actually moving down to 3rd. This is going to be very interesting. He's going to be seeing what's going on, but there's going to be 2 Colossus coming through from the north, and they're going to be completely bunched up here. But Choya can't get down that ramp. He just can't. Well, he's actually going to drop units on top of here. I'm not sure if I like the dropping on top. He could have taken out that third base and backed off if he wanted to, but he's just committing a lot of units here. More roaches follow up. He just isn't able to engage cost effectively against those Colossus Wolf.
No, he's not. All of his Hydrogen are dead, and the Blink finishes. The Phoenixes continue to pick off the Overlords for True as well, and from here, Choya's going to clean up this army. He's going to be in a great position for a counterattack.
Yeah, there's a Queen there as well that's trekked its way down. Or it was in one of the Overlords, you can actually see exactly. But now, Choya still has his third base. True hasn't gotten a fourth yet. He's got Colossus, and looking around, True does not have a Spire. Oh, yes, he does. I could have sworn I saw that before.
Well, either way, he's not started any Corruptors just yet. So, whether or not he has it becomes insignificant if he doesn't have any Corruptors out to deal with these Colossi. There's a third about top +3 is almost finished for Choya as well. He's cleaned up a ton of creep here. He doesn't even have to commit to this attack because it's 3 base against 3 base.
Still killing a lot of Overlords, yeah.
And he can just continue to do that, in fact, there's no answer.
He's actually blinking on top of those roaches. There is 3 Corruptors on the way. Lots of Zerglings following in. But Choya still has the supply advantage. Looking at the upgrades, he's got +2 attack. Looking here for True, he's got +2 armor, but no attack upgrades. This is going to be interesting. More Stalkers being warped in. We do see another Colossus is out. It's 3 in total. Infestation Pit on the way for True, but this is going to be a very big turning point for True. He's going to have to pull something out if he wants to fight this army head on, because the drop did not work out. I honestly feel if he just sat back, killed off the third, and bug it off, he would have been in a much better position. Well, what do you think?
Absolutely, man. Or even just attacking into the gateways with his ranged units before the Colossi had range, trying to pick off some gateways at the front and getting out of there would have been awesome to see. And he forces a cancel up here at the top left base of True. The Void Ray and the Phoenix is just too much for those Corruptors.
Choya looking to take his own 4th base at the 6 o'clock position. Very passive macro play coming in from Choya, and it is working here, Wolf. He's got a 30 supply lead. He's going to have an extra base up sooner. He's actually killing off one of those gateways to get out now. Because he's getting close to maxed.
He's going to move out now and attack, actually.
Passaging Glance is at the point to actually get some investors out. True is actually banking about 1k 800 at the moment. Trying to get some extra upgrades, but he really doesn't have the unit composition to stand up to these Blink Stalkers and Colossus with +3 attack as well, Wolf. This Void Ray is still alive from the very beginning of the game.
Ooh, remember, Choya destroyed his own gateway, so he's got an opening here, and True is actually going for this counterattack. I'm not sure if this is the right choice. Choya actually going to turn around.
Well, it has forced Choya to come back, at the very least. Of course, he has scouted this 6 o'clock position. The Zergling's coming down there. Will force a cancel by the look of it, as Choya is trying to get back here as quick as he can to deal with this. And actually, no, looks like True is indecisive with his Zerglings about that 4th base. He does force the cancel though.
I don't know, this attack by True did a lot of damage. I feel like Choya may not... Yeah, I feel like Choya may not have really needed to turn around to deal with this.
Yeah.
And now he did give True the chance to get his supply almost remaxed. Those infestors have time to get out. But still, Choya has that really scary +3 weapons army. He's almost got +1 armor as well. 1 Phoenix chasing away Corruptors looks kind of silly at the top of the map.
Oh, he's turned around. What?
Well, at least you get that 1 Corruptor, maybe.
Nope. But he is coming in at the top here. The infestors do get some nice fungus off. He's got a nice concave here, actually. The Stalkers aren't in position to actually deal with those with the Corruptors, but the Corruptors going for the Void Ray instead of the Colossus. Not the wisest choice there at the moment, as these Colossus are just shredding through all of True's army. The infestors are out of energy. Corruptors backing up, a lot of them on very low health. The Stalkers just doing everything. Infested Terran's coming out, and I don't think he's going to be able to hold this one. We'll just reinforcements coming across the map from Choya. 116 to 150.
It's just not going to happen. And I feel like the upgrades really came into play there. Of course, the failed drop play is really what sets True behind.
Absolutely, I agree with 100%. There's the GG. FXO will tie it up 1 apiece with Choya taking out True on Calm Before the Storm. Now let's see who IM send out next, shall we, Wolf?
Yeah, let's see.
Alright, let's change this up. That was a very interesting game, but it just all came down to that drop. Ah, it was frustrating to watch. Someone else.
I really feel like this drop play in CVP is just, it's not successful. It's not successful, it puts you behind, it's very all in.
And there's so many easy ways you can get caught out, especially with those Phoenixes on the field. If you get your loads up into the overlords, you get caught out by the Phoenixes, it's so frustrating. You get given away, your timing's been screwed up, you lose overlords as well. Very frustrating to deal with. Of course, we do have a best of 11 here tonight. Let's hope it goes down to the last game, just like last night here, Wolf. Because I love seeing these close matches. It just feels so much more entertaining and intense to me. I'm sure everyone would agree.
Of course. I'd like to also note that during that last game, that sentry drop was really successful for Choya. He killed a ton of the Hydras coming out, so that did slow down the drop quite significantly. And he killed a decent amount of drones as well as the hatchery, and that put him at 3 base against 2 base for a significant period of time. So that sentry drop was something we didn't really talk about that much, but that was really effective.
It absolutely was. It's pretty much a staple strategy for Protoss versus anyone on that map. Like, so much so that yesterday we were talking about how Terrence is starting putting bunkers there just in case something like that happened. So we'll see. But I am taking a little bit of time to pick the next player.
Yeah, trying to decide. Do you know what the next map is going to be?
No, actually, I'm going to find out for us if it's loser picks next map. 1 second.
Okay.
We'll find out. Alright. So yeah, very solid play from Choya. And True in that first game looked really solid as well. So, we'll see. Nestie's in the channel. Possibility to see him tonight. That would be amazing. I can't read what they're saying. I really need to learn Korean. Alright, so let's have a look at the lineups for both these teams, shall we? Of course, the FXO I want to know off the top of my head, but IM does have a few players in there that people really underestimate, Wolf. People like Yoda, True, who else we got? Happy's there, Phoenix is of course on that team now, as it's still there as last I checked. Yonghwa, Seed, Lysira. This is very deep lineup that they've got there.
Yeah, you've got even players like Horror in there who just have not been doing that well, but you never know what they're what they're going to do if they come out in the team league.
Yep, exactly. I believe Horror played versus QXC, didn't he, on Belshire? He did.
Yeah.
That was a very entertaining game, actually. Should check that one out. But as we're still waiting, it's going to be interesting. I don't know, yeah, but like you're saying, like, there's a lot of depth to the IM lineup. Don't really see Seed or Yonghwa a lot outside of the team league. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to qualify for GSL. Can't wait for them to do that. Be really good to see. Okay, so... But from the other side of the coin, FXO also has a very deep lineup as well. You've got Leenock and Lucky, both experts at the ZVT. Of course, he's going to be, if Lucky learns from Leenock, he's sitting right next to him in the team house. Actually, no, he's not, sorry. Whale is in between them. Whale is a player who I cannot wait for qualify for GSL because he is so solid. Played really well in IPL 4 qualifiers for Southeast Asia, I think it was, against Marine King. Insane set of games. And I can't wait for him to pull that out. So it should be good. And what's going on?
Yeah, I guess we're just gonna wait and find out.
And Oz is in here on both of his accounts. So unless he's sitting on 2 different computers, that's gonna be kind of awkward. Of course, FXO Whale, as we were saying before, also a very new recruit to FXO. Also, we picked up Tier, very strong Protoss. That guy is a beast, as well as Tree. So either one of those could be in the mix.
Gotta watch out for those guys. Oh, you guys did get Tree?
He's been on our team for a while, man.
I did not know that. I thought he joined MVP. I wasn't sure about that.
No, he's definitely been around for a month or two now.
Okay.
He's just very shy. Him and Whale, very, very shy. It really messes with their heads a lot. Can't wait till they get over that, because you see them playing in the practice games and they're just like, huh? How did he do that? I didn't even know that was possible. Alright, so not sure what's going on at the moment.
Looks like they're just still trying to choose their player by the looks of things, or there was a dispute about the map.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
I'm going to take this opportunity to go to the bathroom real quick, Wolf. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'll take this opportunity while you're in the bathroom to tell people to follow me on Twitter at ProxyWolf. You can, of course, follow Unstable as well. You can see his overlay is like over there. But yeah, go and follow me on ProxyWolf. I've been working on a lot of new content. I've got a new show. It's coming out. It's going to be called Real Talk. So I actually pointed at the wrong thing I just saw in the delayed stream. I think it's actually this way, but yeah. So follow me on Twitter. You'll see when I am streaming or when I am casting the GSL. I ask people for a lot of predictions and things like that. So yeah, please do follow me. Still waiting for confirmation on who is playing. Also, I wanted to mention that if you guys didn't know about this, GoMTV has finally announced their new Arena of Legends tournament. It's going to be the King of Kong, taking all the second place guys from GSL finals and putting them in a tournament. And we're going to see who comes out on top. I think I know personally who's going to come out on top. I've got my predictions, but definitely get excited about that. It's going to be going on next week, I believe. And I will be commentating a lot of those games, so look forward to that. I don't know what that noise is. Some crazy's going on Unstable's apartment. Probably got like, maybe there's an earthquake. I don't know. I'm sure weird noise. I don't know if you guys heard that. But I'm actually gonna open up the chat.
Alrighty, still waiting?
He's back. Yeah, no update just yet on the situation.
There we go, I got an invite. Everdrone is a caster, he's not a player. Looks like it's going to be Antigua. And are you watching this chat?
I just jumped in. What happened? Are people like making fun of me and stuff?
No. Someone just messaged me to say get in chat. I haven't actually read it. Sandhippo, no, I'm actually in Malaysia at the moment at the FXO office.
Okay, now I'm in the chat.
Oh, he wanted you to keep banning people. Looks like it's going to be Seed. Alright, we're going to have a PvP coming up on Antigua Shipyards.
Yep. The GSL version, no gold bases,
no
cross positions.
I do like the fact they made it cross position.
Oh my god, we're gonna get to watch Seed PvP, guys. Here we go, the countdown has started. I am excited.
It's actually the blinds, guys, behind me. There's a window there that looks out over Kuala Lumpur City.
Oh, is that really the case? I thought those were blinds too. I mean, whiteboard too.
No, I'll pull them up after the next game. All right, let's get this started, shall we? I am Seed. It's our Protoss. Red versus blue. And let's go. You just snickered because of the red versus blue show, didn't you?
I know I snickered because we were fixing the overlay, but yeah, I did used to watch the parts of that show. I probably only saw 4 or 5 episodes, but I thought it was kind of funny back in the day.
I watched it for 2 seasons, then meh. Alright, so we're getting to game number 3 for FX Open versus Incredible Miracle. We're going to have FXO's Choya up against IM Seed. There's going to be a PvP here on Antigua Shipyards. Of course, we do have Seed up at the top left-hand corner as our blue Protoss. And Choya down here at the bottom right as our red Protoss as well. So, as we were saying just before the game, it is going to be the GSL version. No gold minerals and forced cross positions only. Now,
although pretty much everything that you just described does not usually matter in PvP.
No, that's a good point, actually. Stop it, Wolf. Stop making sense. Alright, so, Choya...
11 gate.
Yeah.
Basically, the FXO way of PvP, you get that 11 gate, you can put Zealot pressure on. Also, it means that you get your warp gate research done faster, which in some cases is safer and allows you to 4-gate faster, but of course you do suffer a little bit of economic loss from going for that early gateway.
Well, we've seen it's really been, I wouldn't say revolutionized, but a new style has been shown by the FXO Protoss. Been working extremely well, especially in the last GSL. And IPL 3, I think it was, when Inori played. Back when he was FXO before he transferred to Rain. But what is that probe doing? Oh, for a second then I was like, why is he going over to that mineral patch? And I look at his minerals like, okay, it's not going to be next. It's okay. The world has righted itself. But as I was saying, their play is very interesting. They like to do a lot of mind games in this matchup.
Choya looks like he wants to do a 4-gate in this particular game. He's got 78 chrono energy right now.
Yeah.
He went 4 before second pylon. Look at the core timings at the production tab. About 10 seconds ahead for Choya, even more than that, about 15. And with so much chrono energy banked up, he's going to be able to get that work
get research pylon on the left as well of his base. And this probe could be a little bit of a tell for Seed to see if that's going to happen. We do have a Zealot on the way, of course, chrono boost. Like, he's going to have to realize that something like this is happening.
Seed not going for the 3-stalker rush. You know, his teammate really developed that build. I am Younglaw, of course.
Okay. Here's what I've seen Choya do to really frustrate FXO Oz in this matchup on this map. He will place a pylon down here, over on the right-hand side. Then go up here, place another one. And then put 2 at the ramp as he's coming forward. So all he has to do is get 1 unit up to the top of that ramp, onto the high ground, and he's in. He just run, like if he gets something up there, he'll run past to that pylon and try and deal with that. So let's see if that can happen. Of course, we do see the probe coming forward. There is a Stalker and a Zealot. 4 Seed sitting at the front. There's a pylon.
And he decides to go for it. This is really scary, and Choya actually starts a Twilight Council and has not added 3 gateways. He's faking it. I really like this. He's trying to scare his opponent here a little bit. He's going to cancel that pylon.
He should cancel that pylon, but doesn't. We're obviously looking at the different spot. But actually, Seed, even with that pylon going down, only made that one robotics facility, didn't get any extra gateways.
Oh wow, Seed is in the main base of Choya. He sees the Twilight.
Yeah. Very clutch probe. He's even being juking around in this gas. I love it when that happens. Just so frustrating to deal with. Of course, second gateway now. And the Twilight Council coming down for Choya. So very interesting. Given the unit, like the building choice by Seed, if Choya had actually really done a 4-gate at that timing, that would have worked out incredibly well.
Robo goes down now for Choya as well, and this is going to be what I described yesterday as Blink Stalker Immortal versus Blink Stalker Immortal, unless Seed makes a Nexus for some reason.
Yeah.
And if he does, since he knows his opponent went Blink before Immortal, if he can Chrono Boost as many Immortals out as he can from that Robo, if he can control them properly in the battle that's to come, he may be able to hold the Nexus. It's going to be very difficult, but it's possible.
Yeah, exactly. But given these positions, these Blink Stalkers can be so frustrating at the same time. He's going to have 2 positions to actually try and defend. 3rd gateway just being built now by Seed. Choya going for that pylon on the left. Hasn't spotted this Nexus though. Immortal, yeah. 2nd Immortal on the way. Definitely choose through Stalkers like no tomorrow. We actually have the first Observer coming out. Also mental blocked myself there.
Choya actually has only 1 sentry, and sometimes if, for example, if Shoya wanted to get a few more sentries, or even just use the one he has really cleverly, he could force field the ramp, then kill the Nexus on the outside with his stalkers. But if Seed is just at the bottom of his ramp to defend, then he can blink into the main. So it's a very scary moment for Seed. This is why most players do not choose to expand. Right now, Seed is sitting his observer back. He's going to try to spot this push coming out.
But there's already two, almost three Immortals. That is going to be devastating to Choya's unit composition here. He is down 4 supply at the moment. He's got that extra forward pylon over here. His Observer, where is his Observer? There it is, just lagging a little bit behind the army. But he's going to catch this the Observer for Seed. Well, he should catch the Observer for Seed. Nope, decides not to.
Yeah, not quite. Nice positioning here by Seed at the edge of the ramp. Choya's going to go for this. Nice blink back. The Immortal's being targeted on the Stalkers, though. Man,
Choya's not actually targeting down those Immortals either. I think he's realized what's going on here. And because of those Immortals, he's really going to be able to completely save. Looking at the work he counts, 28 to 29. Blinking up into the main, though. Actually going for the pylon, supporting all of these gateways. Choya not going to stay around too long. Nice, does get the Observer that time, though. Gets a pylon and backs out. Does force Seed to make another Observer rather than an extra Immortal. Zealot's being put into the mix.
And Seed has to make 2 pylons now to stop being supply blocked. They're actually going to lose another pylon. So Choya effectively shutting down his production here. Make it an Immortal!
Looks like he's going to lose 2 Stalkers. 3 Stalkers actually going down. He's deciding to back off now. But still, does okay. But at the same time, Seed has forced the units for Choya back out of the left-hand side of the natural expansion here, and Choya looking very desperate at the moment. He is looking 10 supply in the army down. Really hasn't worked out too well for him. And this is one of Choya's flaws, believe it or not. He does overthink himself a little bit in this matchup, chasing down those Immortals with the Zealots. And looking here, he's only down by 3 probes, but the Immortal production that's coming out now is very frustrating.
Choya is almost certainly going to lose this one. He's going to try to take out a pylon here again, and does not even get it. Gonna blink away.
Oh, he's actually stayed there, but he's blinking down one at a time. Nice. Does pick up 1. Well, unless he leaves his Stalker there on 1 HP.
That was pretty sexy, though, I have to say. Choya now taking his own expand.
He's not going to give up in this one. Still going to be frustrating with his Stalkers. Coming in, wants to kill that pylon. There we go. Gets a couple of probe kills at the same time. And a Stalker. But he did lose his Observer.
Yeah, loses his Observer, and that means this has to stop. I'm a little bit disappointed in Seed. The #1 structure that you want to have when your opponent has Blink is your own Twilight Council.
Yep.
Then you can counter his Blink with your own Blink, and Seed still has not done that yet.
It's allowing Choya to keep this harassment up, but I think he's going to move across the map and just go for it here. Of course, doesn't have anything to break force fields. Look at this, Choya does have 4 sentries back here. He's down 6 probes at the moment. His Nexus is about 90% of the way done. We're looking here, 37 to 32 army supply. If Choya can get a good engagement, could work out well, but these Immortals in the mix are just devastating. 6 kills amongst all 3 of them at the moment.
With good force fields, though, if Seed overcommits here, Choya could get back into this game. Robotic support bay on the way for Seed, interestingly enough, rather than a Twilight Council.
There's 2 Immortals for Choya here now as well. He's going to pick off this one pylon. Not going to supply cap Choya at the moment, though.
Yeah, he knew that was going to happen as soon as he saw there was an Observer still around. He was like, well, I'm just going to lose this pylon, that's for sure. Made some extra pylons, I like that. Right now, the worker count actually not too bad for Choya. He's down about 9. But he still has Blink and his opponent does not, so he's going to be able to use that if he wants to.
But Seed is going to have Colossus very shortly, and the engagement between Blink Stalkers and Colossus is very, very touchy. It could, like, the slightest misclick can just make it go completely the other way. Second robotics facility for Seed as well is finishing up now, and he's going to start pumping out those Colossus very quickly. If you can get to like the 4 Colossus range, it's going to be devastating for Choya.
Yeah, he may even go 1 Colossus, 1 Immortal production as well.
Absolutely. No, he's actually going to go for this double Colossus coming out.
Oh man, look at this. Keeping Immortals ready for this, and wow, Choya losing so many Stalkers.
He's down now 20, 25-ish supply. Of course, getting his own robotics for support bay. But looking at the units tab here, actually, the only difference is going to be those 2 Colossus. and a few extra stalkers. So Choya definitely still on the back foot. Can't really use Force Ghost to his best ability at the moment, especially with the Colossus coming out double at a time. He's going to have extended thermal lance at roughly the same time as Choya, actually, though. 30 seconds done in compared to 25, so 4 gateways versus 4 gateways. He's going to have a very good engagement for Choya for it to go his way.